First and foremost, I want to give our praises to Yahweh, Ba'Hashem Yahushai, Ba'Hashem Rakakodash. I want to give double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone that rule well. Salutations to the men of the hopeful and sincere elect. This is Makaza from your Trinidad camp. Just want to do a little edification for the elect's sake. Alright, now the name of this video is If You Do Not Work, You Shall Not Eat. Alright, now being in this truth, we had to labor to bring in the elect. We had to go out and do the works. We had to, do 3 videos per week minimum. Alright, that don't mean we're supposed to only do 3, but that is 3 minimum. And maintain our order as being men of the Lord. So being in the truth is not only saying Satan is Esau is the devil, Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, and the tribes of Israel. It takes more than that. It is the Most High grooming us to be acceptable men. Alright, but when it comes to doing the works, we had to do the works of the Most High. Scripture said do the works of our evangelists. So we had to do this work. Alright? We had to do this work. Alright? We have to do this work, and if we don't do this work, guess what? The Most High wouldn't defend us in the day of trouble, because the time coming when it wouldn't have food, it wouldn't have water, because people, the scripture said they're gonna send famine, so people are gonna be suffering out here. Alright, because the government, they're gonna take control of the water, all the food, and to get food, to get water, you're gonna have to take that chip. So now we knowing that the chip is the mark of the beast, we're not gonna take that. Alright, but the Lord Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, He gonna defend us in that day. But for the Lord to defend us is like the Lord repaying us for what we did for Him. Alright, by we living a righteous life, by we waking up the elect, the Lord defending us in that day. So if you don't work, the Most High not gonna defend you. Alright, so I'm gonna bring out some scriptures here real quick. This is 2 Thessalonians chapter 3 verse 10. It says, For even when we were both with you, this we commanded you, that if any would not work, neither should he eat. For we hear that there are some among you which walk this among us. For we hear that there are some which walk among you disorderly, working not at all, but are busybodies. Now, them that are such we command and exhort by our Lord Yahushua Mashiach, that with quietness they work and eat their own bread. Alright? Now that talking about, doing a normal work, but guess applying it to working in this truth. If you don't work, you would not eat. The Most High would not feed you in that day. Alright, because you didn't do the work that He commanded you, so then why should the Most High take care of you in that day? Alright, if you don't work, if you don't do the work, if you have a problem with coming out and doing the works, if you have a problem with doing the 3 videos and you just keep bringing up excuses, that's Satan playing with your mind. Alright, part of doing the work is being a brother to the brotherhood. And if you can't do these things, the Most High wouldn't have a reason to defend you in the day of trouble. So for the Lord to do that, you have to work. Alright? You have to work. This is Hebrews chapter 4 verse 11. It says, Let us labor therefore to enter into that rest, lest any man fall after the same example of unbelief. Yes, you have to labor to enter into that rest. The scripture says, Warn to the faint-hearted, because he believe not, therefore he shall not be defended. So the Lord not going to defend in that. He going to give you peace and surety. He's not going to feed you. He's not going to give you a drink. Because you was faint-hearted when it come to doing His work. You didn't put your best foot forward. Alright, as Baruch 4:28 says, seek Him 10 times more. You didn't put your best foot forward into seeking and pleasing the Lord Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. Alright, you didn't put your best foot forward. You didn't want to work. So therefore, if you don't want to work, you wouldn't eat. Alright? Because if you don't put the effort into labor to plant the vegetables, guess what? No vegetables would be there to reap, so you wouldn't have nothing to eat. And it's the same with putting in the spiritual work. When you put in the spiritual work, the Lord will make sure that you eat in the time of Jacob's trouble. Because we almost at that time. If you don't labor, you wouldn't eat. Alright? It's plain and simple. If you don't labor, the Lord Yahweh Hashem Yashai will not feed you in that day. This is Ecclesiasticus chapter 4 verse 28. It says, strive for the truth unto death, and Yahweh will fight for thee. So put your best foot forward, strive for the truth unto death, and the Lord Yahweh Hashem Yashai will fight for you in that time. Alright, the Lord will take care of you and make sure that you eat, make sure that your family secured in the day of trouble. Alright, so you have to put in that work. Don't have problems with doing the works of the Most High. As I said, the scripture said, do the works of the evangelist. Alright, this is 1 Kings chapter 17 and start at verse 10. It says, so he arose and went to Zarephath, and when he came to the gate of the city, behold, the widow woman was there gathering sticks. And he called her and said, fetch me, I pray thee, a little water in a vessel that I may drink. And she was going to fetch it, and he called her and said, bring me, I pray thee, a morsel of bread in thy hand. And she said, as Yahweh thy power liveth, I have not a cake, but an handful of meal in a barrel, and a little oil in a cruse. And behold, I am gathering 2 sticks, that I may go in and dress it for me and my son, that we may eat it and die. And Elijah said unto her, fear not, go and do as thou hast said, but make me thereof a little cake first, and bring it unto me, and after make for thee and for thy son. For thus saith Yahweh, power of Israel, the barrel and meal shall not waste. And the barrel of meal shall not waste, neither shall the curse of oil fail, until the day that Yahweh send it rain upon the earth. And she did according. So now it had a famine in the land. And Elijah said, hey, the Most High gonna take care of you. Because the Lord took care of Elijah when Elijah was hungry. He sent ravens to feed him. Alright? Going on, it says, and she went and did according to the saying of Elijah, and she and her, and he, and her house did eat many days, and the barrel of meal wasted not, neither did the curse of oil fail, according to the word of Yahweh, which he spake by Elijah. And it came to pass after these things that the son of the woman. Alright, so that is it. So basically, my point is that, hey, the Most High gonna take care of you. So from a little meal and a little oil, guess what? They were secured for the whole of the famine. Alright? So you might be, because the scripture said you cannot eat your bread in measure and drink your water by measure. So it might be so that, in the day of Jacob's trouble, you might only have, a bottle of water and, 1 loaf of bread. But then you might realize that you, your family, the Akim, might be eating from that loaf of bread and that bottle of water for many days. Just like when Yahweh Shai fed the multitude upon the mountain. Alright? So we are for us to be defended in such a way, we have to put in that work. If you don't work, you shall not eat. We have to put in that same work for the Lord to take care of us in that day. Alright? We have to put in that work. We have to be faithful and put in the work that the Most High ordained us to do. Go out and preach the gospel and do our videos. Be a brother to the brotherhood. Alright? We have to do these things, or the Lord Yahweh Hashem Yashai wouldn't defend us. And the reason why I bring out these scriptures is to show that, guess what? Your works are not without reward. Because right now, it looks like the world in a good state to some people. 2/3 think the world in a good state. But we who the Most High woke us up, we seen that the days of trouble coming. Alright? And we read about the time of Jacob's trouble, but then when it comes, it's gonna be something totally different, far beyond that what we looked for. It's gonna be, the scripture said, great evil is gonna be in those days. So now the Lord gave us the forewarning about the evils to come. So let's do the work that the Lord Yahweh Hashem Yahshai will defend us in that day. Alright? Let's do that work so that we will be taken care of in that day, in all those evils. Alright? This is Isaiah chapter 65 verse 13. It says, therefore thus saith Yahweh power, behold, my servant shall eat, but ye shall be hungry, Behold, my servant shall drink, but ye shall be thirsty. Behold, my servant shall rejoice, but ye shall be ashamed. Alright? You're going to be ashamed because you didn't take the word of the Most High seriously. Alright? You didn't take the word seriously, therefore the Lord wouldn't take care of you in that day. Alright? The scripture said, I know thee not. Depart from me, you workers of iniquity. Alright? So as I said, if you want to be taken care of, if you want your family to be taken care of in that day, you have to put in that work now. So that the Lord can repay for your work. Although we are unprofitable servants, but the Lord gonna take care of us in that day. So if you don't work, you would not eat. So for the Lord to take care of you, have to put in that work now. Alright? So with that, I want to give our praises to Yahweh, Ba'Shem Yahushai, Ba'Shem Rakakadash. I want to give double honors to the apostles of great millstone that rule well. Salutations to the men of the hopeful and sincere elect. This is Makazah saying Shalom. Stay strong.